What is going on, guys? It's Hector here with Vaping Lizards and Landmark Wholesales, and today what I have for you guys is the Fuchai 200 watt by Sigelei. And I know it's been up for a little bit, just like the video that I did yesterday, the Aromizer, but it's one of those products that so well, slowed down, and then it's selling well again. I don't know. We are in March. Maybe people's tax money got spent, so they're going back to a cheap box that does well. So as always, we're gonna go down close, check the box out, what it brings, check the device, check the specs, go up top, vape it, talk about it, pros and cons, and wrap the sucker up. Alright guys, this is the box that it comes in. Right there it says Fuchai 200 watt, temperature control, vape it, love it. And then the company that makes it says Sigelei Technology CO Ltd. Right here it says Sigelei. On the back right there, there's some info. Variable voltage apparatus, some specs, 0 watts, 200 watts. Atomizer reads from 0.05 to 2.5, and that's in both modes, temperature and regular mode. Battery capacity 6 volt, requires 6.4 volts to 8.4. Temperature ranges are 100 to 300 Celsius and 212 to 572 Fahrenheit. So we cover a little bit right here of what it does. Right here on the bottom says Fuchai 200 watt TC is not suitable for person under 18, yada yada yada, kind of like, you know, the rules and stuff. Obviously their website made in China. So we open it up and we get our box right there. The Fuchai, I love that name. You take the box itself out, and you're gonna get some goods in there. You're gonna have a temperature control user manual. You're gonna get a warranty card. You're gonna have the introduction of Sigelei security code. So some of the information right there, and obviously this is for both. It's not just temperature control user manual. It's for both temperature and power mode and all that stuff. It's just, I guess they meant like the Fuchai 200 watt TC user manual, but it makes it sound that it's only the manual for temperature mode, but it's not. Now let's move into the box itself. So this box, let's take this silicone cover out for now. Just a nice little silicone cover that it brings. But let's take this out for a minute. This box, guys, is primarily made out of zinc alloy. That's why it feels so nice. Zinc is awesome. This box is 102 millimeters in height, 56 this way, and 24 millimeters this way. So a pretty nice little, not too big, not too small box. Obviously right there we have a spring-loaded copper pin. Let's zoom in there real quick. Right there, spring-loaded copper pin, 510 threads, super nice and clean. Now if we look in the back here, we have our beautiful panel for batteries. Magnet and magnet, magnet up there, magnet down here. Slides like so. Super easy to take out, put in and take out. You just gotta align those notches right there, and bam, and you have to tuck that in because then it looks ugly. Bam. Right there it says Fuchai 200 temperature control. Got your power button, got your up and down, wattage up, wattage down button. There's nice little texture right here. There's Fuchai right there. Battery venting right there. It's a nice slick little box. And I'm not doing a video on how to use it because we're gonna start doing separate videos on how to use a certain device. So the video that will be posted right after this one will be the one for how to use it for the people out there that don't know how to use the devices. We're going to start doing that separate reviews for how to use it, so stay tuned to that. Let's go back up top and vape this. Alright, so on top of this box mod, I have the TFV4 with the coil head, the tri-coil head, the vertical tri, and I'm vaping this at 75 watts. I'm not vaping this just to talk about the tank. I'm saying see how it performs and how the box acts with a tank like this. It's pretty big and has a lot of coil, so it needs good power. So it works well, quick ramp up, because I know this coil head is pretty big. It has 3 coils in there, and it's ramping it up right away at 75 watts. So this box is pretty good. Like I said in the close-ups, it's a 200 watt, but it's not really a true 200 watts. So I think, you know, under 100 watts it will do what it's supposed to do. So 75 watts working great. So let's pop a nickel coil in here with the Arctic. I'm gonna use the Arctic with the nickel coil head on it and see how it performs in temperature mode. Alright, right here I have my Arctic with a nickel build, a 0.2 build. It's reading at 0.21, which is close enough because it rounds it up. At 405 degrees with a nickel coil head. Let's see how it vapes. It vapes well. I don't know, I'm not completely sure. I play with it, I don't notice too much of a difference. I don't know if me adjusting the wattage before I go into the nickel mode affects it too much, but I notice a little bit of difference, so there must be some sort of play there. I'm not fully aware of that or sure, so I apologize about that. But it seems to vape good at 505 degrees. It vapes about the same when I use any other device, when I put it about the same power. So I'm assuming it works. It works great though. It performs well. It pushes out the temp. It temps out. I can definitely hear the temperature temping out when I'm vaping it. So far that's 2 out of 2. I will put an RDA in here, but the kind of me having the TFV 4 in there with that regular candle kind of covers that up as well. So with both temperature mode and power mode, it works just well. Really nice, really easy to navigate. I like the fact that after it gets over 50 or 60 watts, if you click it once, it goes in increments of 0.5. And let me make sure that is correct before I continue saying something that I might be wrong on. So let's pop in this TFV tank right here, and let's see how it if all the even under 50 it goes down in increments of 0.5 if you just click it once. Let's see real quick. Let's bring it down to 50. Okay, we're at 50 right now. So no, see, after 50 watts it seems to be bumping it increments of 0.5, which is great because 50 watts is kind of for your lower tanks, people that don't want a lot of vapors that don't want too much vapor production and stuff like that. And if you're gonna go all the way up from 50 to 200, that's cool that you can click in 0.5 increments. That's awesome. I like that. I like that feature. It works great, guys. I mean, the box itself is great. So let's continue a little more towards the pros and cons, and I'll mention some things that I found out. Alright guys, so the pros and cons. Let's start with the cons first. One con is the material on the box without the cover. It tends to be really attracts a lot of like handprints, juice, like oil from your hands and stuff like that. It tends to attract it really well. And I mean, you can wipe it off really quick with your shirt or whatever you want, but as soon as you touch it again, it's gonna get like marked up and like stained up a little bit, like, you know. It's just kind of like a subjective con. Another one, it doesn't have upgradable firmware, which, I mean, the boxes nowadays, most of them have upgradable firmware, so they should have gone with that and have some sort of upgrade for it, but they didn't. So that's a little con that I have to mention. Another one is that the box feels, I don't know, it's kind of subjective. The box feels a little bit awkward. If you vape with your tank towards you and you hold it with your right hand, it's going to feel a little bit awkward just because of the fact that when you have your fingers coming over the box to come around like this, the divot right here that curves, it curves, but it comes down this way towards me. So you're wrapping it and having to reach past, you know what I mean? So it's coming out this way and you have to reach in to grab it. So it tends to feel a little bit awkward, but I vape with my left hand, and with my left hand, it comes up and then it moves away from me. So it curves and it goes parallel away from me, like up. So it actually feels pretty normal that it goes with your fingers. You know, it kind of goes with the fingers because it's coming like, it curves and it goes like diagonal up. So your fingers curl around it and it feels really nice and comfortable. The other way, it doesn't. If you vape with your tank like this, with your tank away from you, it feels comfortable either way. It doesn't have an issue. It feels actually a little more comfortable with the right than with the left, but they're both the same way. And I think that's about it for the pros and cons. If I go any further, I'm just really nitpicking. So I'm just going to stop there and go move into the pros. For the pros, the box is a 200 watt box, does temperature control and does regular mode, and also has titanium, which is really nice. It's really easy to get into the system, really easy to navigate. You know, it feels good. If you use the right hand, it feels good in the hands. The material that it uses, I like it. It's just a little issue with how you hold it. It feels a little awkward, but bypassing that and overlooking that, it actually feels good in the hands for me, because obviously I vape my left hand with my tank facing me, so it feels nice and comfortable. It pushes good power. You know, with this big coil head, I wanted to use this tank for a reason, because it has big coil heads, a lot of coils, and there has 3 coils, and I figured let's try it with that, because you know, I have put in other devices that are single 18650 regulated boxes, and it takes a little longer because the amount of coils that it has in there, but this one seems to ramp it up really good. Another one is the battery life seems to be really good on this one. Right now about a quarter, and I've been using these batteries. Today is it's 9:10 in the morning, and I've been vaping it since yesterday, probably about 8 o'clock at night. So that's, I mean, obviously I slept 6 hours, but a few hours that I was vaping it, and I'm still a quarter. So it holds the battery very well. And these are actually one of my batteries that are almost past their deadline, that I have to go buy new ones in exchanges, and it's still holding up pretty well. So it tends to hold your batteries pretty well. It's a great, really good con, and has a floating pen. So every device that every RDA, RTA, RBA, whatever the case may be, you should be able to slap it in here and be able to run it right away. And the last one, almost forgot about that one. The last one is that you can build down to 0.05, and that is outstanding. And the biggest, even better one, which, I mean, I don't think it's too good, because you have a regulated box. The more wraps you have, the more vapor you're gonna get. But you could also build a 0.05 with regular Kenthon nichrome, a regular power mode. It might be a good con for the cloud chasers out there. They're like, ooh, I can build all the way to 0.05. I don't think it's smart. If you have a regulated box, if the more wraps you put, if it can ramp it up quick enough, it's better, because it covers more surface area and you get more vapor. But I gotta mention that goes down to 0.05 either way, with temperature or regular power. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how I did. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know about that issue that I mentioned earlier with the actually, no, I covered it. I went back and checked this, so I covered it. Never mind, scratch that. But anyways, thank you for watching. Let me know how I did. If you need anything extra information, let me know. This device, it's not in our wholesale, it's more for retail. So since the retail site is up and is being updated, keep an eye out. They're gonna put it in there eventually. But if you live around the area, Bradenton, Florida, Sarasota, Florida, kind of in the Southwest Florida region, stop by our local Vaping Lizards and pick one up. I want to thank Vaping Lizards and Landmark Wholesales for having me here and doing this review. And until next time, vape safe.